Hello, and welcome to the stream. I'm Victoria Corva, you can call me V, and today I am streaming co-writing with AI Dungeon, which this is the third episode of the latest attempt, as it were, and I really don't know how this is gonna go, because last time was very frustrating and very strange. Hello to Story Dragon, and welcome. Hello to Jmisia K, hello and welcome. It's lovely to see you. Sedaris, hello. Oh my goodness, so many people. Hi. So I just gotta stop putting my mouse at the top of the screen. Time to continue our previous story. Although I think I'm gonna start with filling in the world a little bit. Oh, Tyus, hello! Welcome! For anyone who doesn't know, Tyus Art Place is the artist who illustrated the chapter heading designs for my latest novel non-player character. She is amazing. Let me see. The Palace Not Cat. Alright, this is, gosh, such a disaster. This story. I'm gonna try and fill in the world information in the hopes that the AI understands a little bit better, which I just keep getting advice to do. Like, every time I do one of these, everyone's like, just fill in the information, V. And I'm like, that sounds boring. I don't want to. But I am going to do it. Which is not terribly dissimilar from how I will build my own stories. Except that my stories have some semblance of plan and direction. Let's see. Oh, it's different. It's new. Okay, well, let's see. Create new world info. Well, the world was Larian, wasn't it? They did that. The genre is fantasy. Description. Alright, the AI will use this background when generating this world info. Story Dragon says, yeah, sometimes boring things are useful. Agreed. Unfortunately true. Let's see. Background. Races, classes, factions. Like, you could tell this is for like a fantasy text adventure type thing. I don't want any of this. Alright, well, the world's Larian, the genre's fantasy, we'll leave that. I don't think I need to explain much more than that at the moment. Locations. The palace. Okay. Description. A large, old palace. Oh, hang on. I don't need to use the description. That's for me. Ruled by a queen. Did that stay in there? It did not. Oh. Oh no. Okay. How does this work? I want to get into the AI-ness. Generate or manual entry? Manual entry? What's... no, I don't feel equipped. I need to do this some other time. We're going back in with no world building. Going back in with no world info. Is there a pin? I like the... Does the pin still work the way it used to? I have a pin. You are very small and good at hiding. You are a cat. Cool. This also works differently. Let's see. You're a cat. You errata for the palace, but you never caught any rats and don't like killing. You had a spell cast on you. A woman. Attack the palace and can turn into a raven and control rats. You can now talk but cannot meow like a normal cat. And are compelled to search for her familiar. That's as much room as I have. Okay, cool. Maybe it will recognize any of that. So let's take a quick summary. So, we're a cat. We don't have a name yet. The palace was attacked by a witch, I guess. A powerful woman who could turn into a raven and control rats and animals. A wizard, I think it was, we said. She wants you to look for a magical rat named Lissa, the rat said that she was the woman's familiar, and the woman says that it's her daughter, that presumably she turned into a rat. The woman also cast a spell on us that means that we can talk, but we don't really like that we can talk because we're a cat. I think we left off with the cat in a bakery begging for food. So I'll just read the last paragraph. Sorry for that rocky start as I was struggling with the New World info system. And we'll see where we go from there. So, the woman stares down at you. She is the only woman in the shop, and her jaw hangs open slightly as she takes you in. No, there's no way that happened. Come here, cat. Let me give you something to eat before I put you out. The woman walks over and puts a piece of pastry on the floor in front of you. You purr in appreciation and start eating. It is a strange texture, but tastes fatty and good. The woman gives you a concerned look. I thought I heard a meow. Are you alright? You don't look alright. You continue purring as you munch on the pastry. It's rather hard to chew through with your pointy teeth, but you are enjoying giving it a go. You don't know what she means, that you don't look alright. You're a cat. You look like a cat, surely. You feel fine. And that's where we're at. I'm going to let the AI go first, which is probably a horrible, terrible mistake, but you know how it is. Still, it wouldn't be polite to keep eating. She gives you a few more pastries and asks if you like them. You happily eat them up and quickly find that the human food doesn't agree with you at all. It wouldn't be polite to keep eating doesn't really work. But the rest of, like, she gives you a bit more pieces of pastry is kind of, like, maybe not whole pastries. You shouldn't give cats pastry. I mean, they will absolutely eat it, but it's not great for them. Let's see. I'm gonna... Okay. Okay. So, I don't feel good, you complain, instead of the sorry meow you attempted. While the woman gasps, you immediately empty your stomach onto the floor. Blech. In character. Cats are always sick. Let's see. And honestly, always eating things that they shouldn't be eating. We have to hide all our food away. Let's see. The woman quickly leaves the shop, slamming the door behind her. Her yelling brings in a few other humans who immediately leave as well. You finish up the food and head out of the shop, leaving it to the humans. I don't think any of that really makes sense. What's going on? Try again, AI. I think that was almost there. That was almost an appropriate response. Ah, you groans, and the woman rushes around the counter and gives you a handkerchief that someone must have given her to wipe her hands with. You wipe your mouth and turn to face her. She is wearing a grim face. Wearing a grim face? I think that's meant to be, like, probably people often write wearing a grim expression, but wearing a grim face is really amusing to me because it's one of those descriptions that, like, probably when you're just reading, your eyes just kind of skip over it. because it kind of sounds like what you want, but actually when you think about it, wearing a grim face does kind of has weird imagery, you know? It's a bit gross. Yeah, this isn't too bad as an update. It's kind of weird. Hang on. And the counter. A handkerchief that someone must have given her to wipe her hands with. Why doesn't she just have a handkerchief? I'm gonna leave it. You can't wipe your mouth. I'm gonna leave that someone must have given her to wipe her hands with just because I find it kind of endearing. Pulls out a handkerchief, we'll change that too. Wing the Ultimate Nug. Thank you so much for the follow and very much welcome. I'm trying to wring good responses out of the AI right now. I'm pretty happy with this. I hope you're having a good day. Oh yeah, how's everyone doing today? So Dorish, Monsieur, Story Dragon, Tyus, I wonder how you're all doing. I hope you're having a good day. I read a good book today, so I'm having an okay day. Let's see. I'm going to edit this a little bit. So instead of you wiping your mouth because you're a cat, and cats don't get goo on their face really when they vomit, do they? They're very efficient vomiters. Oh, this is such a gross start to the stream. So Dora says, doing okay, thanks. Pretending to work while listening to you. I love that. I want to be everyone's excuse that pretending to work. I would like to think that if people see my stream up on their work screens, it just looks like you're doing something with text or code. This looks like it could be work, right? Anyway. Okay, I'll do this and then we'll let the AI go. So, she gently strokes your back, which makes you feel a bit better, then dabs at your face with the handkerchief before cleaning up the sick you left. Thank you, you say, a little shakily. You don't feel completely better, but it's nice to be looked after. You find yourself purring as much out of pleasure as to cheer yourself up. The woman sucks in her breath a moment, then says, You can talk. I knew I didn't imagine it. What's your name, and what is a talking cat doing in my bakery? Okay, next goes the AI. Will the AI generate a name for us? And will it come up with a good reason why we're in the bakery? The actual reason we're in the bakery? That the cat was hungry? Or will it invent something very strange? Guesses now. Story Dragon says, this whole week has been very busy for me. I had an exhausting weekend and I'm slowly getting less tired. Every day I'm still up to 10 o'clock doing homework and such. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. That sounds really, really tiring. I'm glad you have that today is for relaxing, and I hope you have a very relaxing day. It's very important to recover. So, the AI has added, you give a bitter meow. Meow. Why would a human want to know your name? Are they so ready to dismiss you as just another wild animal to be put out of its misery? I'm Julia, she continues. While you consider that she probably is about to kill you, I guess. Oh my goodness. I don't... Are cats in text adventure stories always violently killed? I have questions, because the AI keeps trying to kill this cat, or acting like it would be normal for this cat to be constantly, like, attacked by humans. But it's a kitty cat. It's just like a house cat. So confused. Wing the Ultimate says a very distrustful cat. Oh, I completely agree. To be fair, I've edited it so that these things didn't happen. The AI has tried to hang and kill this cat multiple times. Oh, Tricky, welcome! Tricky says hello, bye, also animal abuse. Yeah. Wing the Ultimate Nug says, have you seen how people treat strays? I mean, I guess. I mean, a lot of people are really nice to strays. And people who aren't nice to strays deserve some kind of punishment. Yeah, I just don't know. Why would her asking your name and being nice to you make you be like, oh, she thinks I'm a wild animal and she's gonna kill me? It's very strange. She's treating you the opposite way. I'm gonna ask the AI to do that again and see if it gets a little bit of a better response. Alright, what do we get this time? I'm sorry, I can't tell you. But could you please help me up? I was looking for somewhere to hide from a bunch of mean girls. Mean girls? 3 teenagers. They're really scary. What? No? No? Wing the Ultimate Nug says maybe the cat has anxiety? Maybe. I tend to find that with AI Dungeon, you have to... I give it a lot of leeway, but if you give it too much leeway and you try and explain away all of the random things that it makes up, the story becomes completely incomprehensible very quickly. And even editing it a lot as I work with it and having it try again lots of times, I have ended up with a very incoherent story. So I don't give it the, I don't always give it the benefit of the doubt, unfortunately. Like, we weren't here to hide from mean girls. I don't know where this came from. It's pretty cute. I like, in isolation, the idea that this kitty has come into this bakery because it was frightened of some teenagers is really cute. I think makes for a good story. But that's not actually why we came in here. We came in here because we were hungry. There was nothing at all about teenage girls. So I can't go with it because it's completely inconsistent. So I'm gonna go again, AI. If it doesn't come up with something kind of that we can work with, then I'll write a little bit more and then I'll let it try again. What? You explained to her that you were trapped in a magic ring and had your voice stolen from you, but that the woman who set you free gave you a name. I'm looking for Lissa, you finish. Ooh, like the goddess? Okay. Whew. Whew. Okay. There's a lot going on here. Let's work through this. Let's work through this. AI Dungeon. So, we were not trapped in a magic ring. That is very cool, and it's much cooler than what actually happened, in my opinion. But that didn't happen. Our voice was not stolen, as is evident by the fact that we're having a conversation. If anything, we were given a voice, quote, air quotes, because now we can speak, even though we're a cat. Looking for Lissa is what we're doing. I think it's interesting that it's remember that from my pin, probably. But the goddess thing is very interesting. And Story Dragon agrees, yeah. I think the goddess part is really interesting. And we should maybe try and work that in somehow as a thing that the AI invented. But the rest is just, it's cute, it's interesting, it's completely untrue, and doesn't flow on from what happened previously. So, ooh. Ooh, okay, I think I'm gonna try and edit this. I don't know. I've kind of edited this. Alright. So, edited this too. You explained to her that you were hungry and that you were on a quest from a woman who can turn into a raven, but that the woman also turned your meows into human language. I'm looking for Lissa, you finish. Like the goddess? Yeah, okay. Going from there, like the goddess. I'm gonna write only a little bit because I want the AI to do more, because I had to edit that a lot. I'd like the AI to do like a little bit more. My ideal universe is 50-50, me and the AI, but that's rarely the case. But sometimes it works out that way. Okay. So we've added, you flick an ear dismissively. You don't know anything about goddesses. Like a rat, you say. She has glowing markings on her fur. Then the AI adds, a gangrene wolf. So you've come from far for a wolf that's half dead already? I'm not taking it off your hands, you know. What's that? A gangrene wolf, see? No? What? I don't know. Does it think we're a witcher? I don't understand what's happening right now. AI, we're a cat looking for a rat. Where's my pins? Come on, pin. Are a cat looking for a rat named Lissa. Please. I don't know, it has 2 sections now. I don't know anything about the new AI dungeon. It's confusing me. I'm going to undo... I'm going to try again with this. I'm amused by the fact that you think that this little cat is actually a witcher, but I don't know where this has come from. Please retry. Couldn't you do a / remember? I see that you're knowledgeable about AI Dungeon. I am not a knowledgeable AI Dungeon. At the start of the stream, I had a go at the world info, and it's very different from how I remember it, and I didn't know how to make any of it work. I do have a pin going on. I don't know if... Does / remember work? Pins only sort of work. And how do I do that? I've pinned that we're a cat. I've pinned what our quest is. It just doesn't seem to remember any of it. Let me see here. Okay, the new output from the AI is... The woman looks upset at the description. I knew I saw something like that. I thought it was a bird or a bat or something. What? Can you take me to her, you ask? Desperate now. The woman pauses. Like a rat with glowing markings? You're like, oh, I thought it was a bird. Into the text bar. / remember? Right, I don't understand what that prompt does. Like... Is it just using the pin? Because I'm already using that. If you see what I mean, I'm not familiar with this function. Before next stream, I am going to use the world info, although I have found in the past that the world info did not help, so I don't know how well that's going to go. That's closer, but I just think it's not quite there with this response. Anyway, thank you for your help, Wing the Ultimate Nug. Just wants to invent magical creatures. Ah, a Svelk, the woman declares. I had a run-in with one once, many years ago. Never a good idea to anger a Svelk, believe me. A Svelk, you ask? She's a baker! Svelk? I guess we'll go with this. I find it helps the most to keep it on track. Right, but so do I type what I want it to remember in /remember? And then type /remember? Or... Yes. Okay, I'll give that a go. Okay. I'm gonna do this, I'll let the AI go, and I'm gonna try /remember. So. Svelk, a magical rat, she says. One of them got into my bakery a few years ago. It nearly bit my hand off. Your tail thumps uncertainly. You don't think Lissa would do anything like that. She seemed like a very nice rat, or Svelk, you suppose. The AI adds. The woman sighs, shaking her head. I can't believe how this city let itself get overrun with Svelk. We're talking about a race of creatures that enslaved giants and made them into their personal bodyguards. AI Dungeon, I think you're trying to turn this into a kind of story that it isn't. I'm gonna be honest with you, AI Dungeon. I don't think that this is on brand for the story that we're writing. Let's go again. But the woman is clearly upset. You don't want to cause any more trouble, so you just lie down on the floor and start grooming yourself. It does remember a cat. The woman walks around searching the shop as she talks. It was a dark time for me. You watch her closely. I don't know. I'm gonna try some... Wait, we're gonna undo that input. Although I love that it remembered that we were a cat and had us do a cat behavior. It's all getting very convoluted. I don't know that I'm adding any information here that I didn't already have. Did that do anything, or is it just gonna input it? It just inputted it. I don't want that. That's just gonna input it. That's not good. No. Do the command first, like remember and then n/remember? Okay. See, this is beyond me. Right, this isn't what I do. No, don't want that either. I don't really want to fill it up with commands. Let me see. Let's go with the AI again. Just type it and it'll send you into a box. That's just the pins. I'm already using them. I thought that was just going to be programmer speak for the pins. So that was a little bit of a waste of time, but I appreciate the advice. Okay. Is there a problem, kitty? The woman asks. Oh, Wing, it's okay. It's just, this comes up a lot, actually, because a lot of people who use AI Dungeon are much more, programming-oriented or tech-savvy than I am. Whereas I use the interface for everything. They'll have been using it since before there was an interface, or they will bypass the interface and use direct commands. And then we end up doing, kind of crossing wires a little bit in that sense. But it's not a problem. And honestly, I appreciate the help, and I often need it. In fact, when this comes out, people are going to be very upset with me that I haven't used world info more, but I just don't think it's very useful. What I wanted to do is remember things that have happened. I don't really need, which is the pin. I don't really need it to remember things about the world. I'm not inventing species. The AI kind of handles that. Wing says, I'm not sure why the AI doesn't auto-add information to world info. Yeah, I feel like that would be a useful feature, and it's odd that it doesn't. And the new world info setup seems like you can auto-generate stuff for the world info as well, which, if it's doing it in the story anyway, it's all very strange. I've come back to AI Dungeon now after a long break where I was writing with Novel AI, which is an AI trained on novels, which I really, really enjoyed. And was a little bit more streamlined in terms of use for what I'm trying to do anyway. Let's see. It didn't name us. Did she ask? Oh, well, let's go see. I want to see if the AI will name our cat. Oh, just thinking, you say. You quickly lick your paw and swipe it across your whiskers for a quick clean. What's your name? You ask the woman. Helena, she answers. What's yours? You tell her as you introduce yourself. Hey, AI, did you just, like, smoothly skip past naming the cat? You don't look well, kitty, Helena says. Why don't you have any food in here? No, let's not eat even more food. Hang on. I want to edit this. Here we go. Sario, welcome! Hello! I hope you're having a good day today. I am having a little wrestling match with the AI, but that won't be a surprise to you. I don't know what this is as you yourself. My name is... There, the AI can finish it. I know you can finish it, AI. Hang on. Do it. Do it. Lloyd! Lloyd! Wing says, I know people who manage to get the AI to behave on the regular. I don't know how they do it. Yeah, I absolutely. I talk to people sometimes who just, the AIs just do these beautiful stories with them, or they have these very sensible adventures. I assume they have the randomness toned down, but I don't know. That is not my experience with AI Dungeon. Oh, and also, I did briefly try the more expensive model, the Dragon model, and that went significantly better. So maybe it helps also just not to be using Griffin. But yeah, you and I are in the same boat in that respect. I don't know how people get it to behave. Let's see. My name is Lloyd. Or Lloyd. Are you friends with Svelk, Lloyd? It says human on your sign. Do you have loyalties divided? You look at the sign. No, you answer. I'm looking for a rat called Lissa. Oh my god. It's confused itself by inventing Svelk. It's confused itself. Where are these signs coming from? You're a cat that has a sign near you that is somehow your sign that says human? Loyalties where? Divided with the Svelk? No. Just no. I'm just gonna redo it. Is it gonna generate a different name? I did like the name Lloyd. My name is unimaginative, but essentially my name is the same as my master's, Kairos. I don't think I've ever met a Svelk, Helena remarks, though I've heard of your kind. Why is it fixating on Svelk? You just wanted to name the magic rat. I don't... No, it only reads the last 100 words and it just obsesses over something that you've just done, I swear. I think it's more than 100 words that it reads, but it certainly doesn't seem to care very far back. The same as my master's. I like the name Kairos, but I don't understand. We don't have a master. We're just a cat. Just go again. My name is unimportant, you say. I'm here to find a magical girl who has glowing markings on her fur and likes to eat rats. Helena puts a finger to her head. God of the Son, the Father, the Master, the Lord. Wing says, excuse me, the cat would be the master. Exactly. This is all messed up. We're really getting stuck here. AI dungeon, come on. Pull it together. A girl with fur who likes to eat rats. That is not who we're looking for. Finger to God of the Son. I don't understand what putting the finger to your head. God of the Son, the Father, the Master, the Lord. What even? So Doris says, are you Slotty Bartfast? Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Maybe we are. Maybe we are, Sidoris. Okay. Kairos was a nice name. I'm undoing what they've done. I'm adding the name Kairos back in. It did generate it. And we are going to... No! I just had a better idea. I just had a better idea. No, I don't want to do it. The idea I just had is we are just a cat who was a ratter in a palace. What did the humans say to the ratter palace cat? Do they call it by a name, or is it's one of many cats? Probably they're just like, oh, good cat, and as they give you food. What if you just think your name is Good Cat? Your name's Good Boy. I just don't think... I think maybe a real name makes more sense, and then we'll have a name for the character. Oh, hang on. My name is unimportant, says Adoris. Yeah. Wing says, I asked someone who gets the AI to do amazing stories on the regular, and they said, and quote, the AI will always kick back text that is or equal quality to what you provide as a player, so we load the world info with well-written text as a sort of parameter for the AI to follow. Ensure there's proper grammar in both the pin and the prompt, and continue to do so throughout the show. Never let spelling mistakes or bad grammar slide. They cause the AI to draw from lesser materials and eventually melt, as we say. Oh my goodness. I don't know. I feel like the AI melts immediately. But then I haven't filled in the world info. Maybe if I was a stickler for fancy world info. But I don't have any interest in... What have we got here? Races, classes, and factions. None of that is relevant to the story that I'm telling. We have, at this point, 4 characters. And 2 locations. So it's just not... And they're not like... A location like... their examples are like a country in the world, and that's not the kind of story that we're telling, so it's not really relevant. You know what I mean? Probably I'm just fighting against something that I should just be doing anyway, but I honestly don't know what I'm supposed to fill it in with. If I'm not telling a story that's about grand fantasy wars and battles against monsters, the world info just doesn't seem very relevant. Try to tell a story about a cat. Okay, we've edited that, so... My name is Kairos, you say, or at least that's what the humans at the palace said when they called you for dinner. That's fine. I need to enter something. Wing says, I don't know, I would talk to It Was Jack. I don't know who that is. I mean, I don't mind the AI giving me terrible responses. When I was the simple fact is that when I was using a more powerful AI, I got much better responses. So I suspect that actually the issue is less that I haven't filled in my world info with all of the special fantasy races, air quotes, that I want, and more that I'm not using a very powerful AI, so it doesn't remember very much. Sario, gotta go. Have fun with the confused AI. Well, thank you for stopping by, Sario. Hope you have a great rest of the day. I don't know. We'll go with this. So, Kairos. The woman pauses to think a moment. Wow, I can't quite believe that there's a talking cat in my shop right now. You yawn and stretch. You are starting to feel that strange pressure again in your mind, the image of Lissa that won't leave you. You sense that your time off is up, and you need to look for her again. So have you seen her? The rat named Lissa, you ask. No, sorry, the woman says, shaking her head. Is that her name? She asks. I thought it was something else, but I couldn't quite make out the word. Look! No, I don't. No, just go again. Seen her? Helena asks. No, I haven't. But I've seen a lot of people come and go from this place. How do you know she hasn't come here? Well, she's a rat. This is not really... She's a rat. Though. No. You haven't. You feel a moment of fear. Could she have come in here, you know, 4 years late? 4 years later? No, I don't think so anyway, Helena says, shaking her head. I think we're just gonna have to move this on ourselves, so... Okay, I think it would be the baker should come with the cat because then we have someone to talk to, and also because if a talking cat came into your shop on a magical quest, wouldn't you go with it? I think you would. So have you seen her, the rat named Lissa, you ask? The woman shakes her head. No, sorry, I keep my bakery rat-free as much as I can. The pressure in your mind increases. I need to go, you say. You head for the door and stand up on your hind legs, scratching at it. Helena hurries to open it for you. Give me a moment and I'll help you look, she says. I just need to close up shop. The AI adds, you hop down and wince as your wounds burn. It takes all your willpower to ignore the pain, but you can see the bakery is empty save for Helena, who stands behind the counter picking at her cuticles. No, we don't have any wounds. No. Let's just go again. You leap outside into the alley and shut the door behind you. You sprint down the alley, trying to ignore the feeling in your head. Your eyes flicker along the alley walls, reading the signs, and then you find it, an old wooden door. No, you can't read. You can't read. I'm gonna see if we can get a good response out of the AI, and I think I'm gonna end early today. And try again. She's already shuttered the lights and doused the lights, and you find yourself in near total darkness. The only illumination comes from the moonlight coming through the windows, which barely cuts through the darkness. Okay. I mean... I'm just gonna edit that to say the moonlight coming through the windows is more than enough for you to see by. Because you are a cat. Let's see. The door is already open, and why close the shop at night? I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't close the shop at night. That's the normal time for shops to be closed. We try and get the tense of this better. I think that's fine. I don't know why it's moonlight now. But sure. Normal time is before night? Yeah, well, I would agree with that. Maybe it's a deep in winter. I don't think it makes sense either. I mean, we can just cut all of it. I try not to make it cut things. Okay, we'll go with that then. So, she quickly shutters the windows and douses the lights, and it's not long before she's walking outside with you and locking the door behind her. I'm gonna let the air go. Come on, AI. You sniff the cold winter air. The sun is setting and there's a chill in the air. But you don't feel it? If you don't feel it, how do you know there's a chill in the air? So it's kind of just repeating the same thing. Okay, change this. You sniff the cold winter air, still no trace of Lissa. Go again. You pace back and forth along the alley, but there's no sign of her. You sniff the air once more before looking over at Helena. There's a look of worry on her face. Maybe I should... So we have... What are you doing? She asks. I don't know, you howl pitifully. I don't even know where to start looking. AI. Well, you're right about that, kitten, Helena says. She sighs, scratching at her head. I'm going to lock the door to the bakery and we're going to start walking around the streets. Change it to let's just start walking around the streets because she's already locked the door. And I'm gonna call it to an end there, I think. I don't feel like we've made a lot of progress today, but I think I feel like I've got a little bit more direction. We have another character to engage with. The AI has invented a species of magical rats called Svelks. That's interesting. Yeah, I still don't have any idea where this is going, and I know that's not uncommon when I'm writing with an AI. But I feel like we're beginning to get a little bit more sense of place, having had the bakery. It's just not very much direction. Like, I don't know what the AI expected us to do when it was like, find this rat. It's like, well, how do we find a rat? And it not just be extremely simple and straightforward. It either has to be, you have no idea. Oh, I don't know. Because I have no time to plan, I'm just not dealing with it very well. But I'd like to see where we go with this anyway. So Doris, goodbye. See you next time. And yeah, I'll be back next week with more AI Dungeon. And I will be back on Friday with some kind of cute creature game, un-AI related. Goodbye everyone, and I hope you have a lovely rest of the day.